YouTube, my Lux shoppers, welcome back. This is Dr. Yvette with Yvette Route. And of course, my channel is about fashion, the farm that I live on, and my lifestyle. So today I am in the kitchen to give you a little bit of the farm and the lifestyle. So if you haven't watched, I have a short out there where I was picking up small sweet potatoes. And I was picking those up because I am going to bake them and to use them for sweet potato bread. Okay, I don't really like sweet potatoes because my mom ate them when she was pregnant with me. So I don't like sweet potato fries, baked sweet potato souffle. But my father-in-law, who's no longer living, one time made sweet potato bread and I believed that I liked it. So I went to Delaware. Aunt Willie taught me how to make it. And so I am going to attempt to do that again so that I can make use of the sweet potatoes that we grow on the farm. So if that is something that interests you, just continue to rock with me for just a little minute while I show you how I attempt to make this sweet potato bread. YouTube, okay, it is Dr. Yvette and I am back to finish up with my sweet potato bread. But I wanted to show you something. Of course, still the same day, I changed my shirt because I didn't want to mess up the shirt I had on. And I had to put my hair up because I don't like loose flying hair while I am cooking. But right over here, you see the ingredients that I am going to use for the potato bread. Now, I want to get a little bit more prepared. I've already baked the potatoes. I am about to peel them and put them inside this nice, William and Sonoma, can you see that? Mixing bowl. I think this is a 10-cup bowl, but it comes in a 3-piece set. And once I get the potatoes in here and I use my Martha Stewart smasher and processor, I will come back and show you all the ingredients and what I'm doing while I am mixing. So hang in there because this is fun, but not really. So here we are. I've got the sweet potatoes mashed up with the Martha Stewart masher. And now I'm about to add the ingredients into the bowl. So what I have here is 1 stick of melted butter going in. Check all that out. Don't want to waste no good butter. And then I have 1/3 cup of whipping cream going in. And this is so cute. I love these. These are All Clad. I love the brand All Clad. Going in, I have 1 full cup of sugar, but you can cut back on the sugar and use another type of sweetener. And so that's 1 cup of sugar. I'm gonna leave that there because I may go back and add more sugar. And then in here, I have a mixture of nutmeg, cinnamon, and a little bit of ground ginger. You can substitute that if you don't have any nutmeg. And that is about a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch really of the ground ginger, and a pinch of salt. What does that mean? Take your fingers, pinch it, and dump it into the mixture. But you can always cut back on any of this because that is actually to taste. Okay, so I'm going to put this in. And then once I do that, then I'm gonna start to mix. I was thinking I was gonna use my La Creuset, but I think I'm going in with a fork so that I can really work it through really good to make sure I get it in nice and mixed real well. And a fork is just easy for my hand. Now, after all those years of typing, my hands hurt a little bit. So I'm gonna get this all mixed up. And it should be a nice, soft texture. And if it is a little too soupy, what Aunt Willie taught me is that you add in flour. I haven't put the flour in yet, but I am going to add in the flour. going in with pure vanilla, McCormick pure vanilla, and just a teaspoon of that. And then after we do that, we'll put our egg in, and then we'll add our flour, and then we'll just taste to see to make sure it's tasting how we desire it to taste. This is always the tough part. Try to get none of the egg shell inside your mixture. Well, not for chefs, but that's a tough part for me, just because I really don't know how to crack the egg right. Smell that cinnamon. That cinnamon in here smells really, really good. And the vanilla. Now, Aunt Willie would have her own vanilla that she makes. I'm not that savvy yet, but letting you just see the texture right now. But if I was savvy, I would make my own vanilla. And she was a chef for many years and caterer for many years and did very well at it. So she would know things like that of how to make your own vanilla. And so I will be back in just a second. I want to get my oven prepared, and I don't want you to have to wait on me to do that. So we got our half a cup of flour going in, because if you were to look now, the mixture would be just a little too soupy. And this is really what makes it the bread versus being a filling for sweet potato pie. But I like the idea of the bread better than I do. Oh, something else I forgot to do while I was off camera was to prepare my Le Creuset baking dish, because I am going to put it in, I believe, my green one. You notice I've used my yellow one already for some mac and cheese, what we're having for dinner tonight. And in that other pot is some steamed cabbage. But sweet potato bread was on the menu for today. And I really just wanted to practice it to make sure that I am getting it right. So let me taste a little bit. Easiest way to taste is a little bit without putting the fork in, a little bit on the back of your hand. That cinnamon is powerful. Add a little bit more sugar, maybe a little less than a third cup. I think this should be it. Doing well. YouTube. Okay, I'm back. What you didn't see me do off camera is take the leftover residue butter that was in this bowl that I melted, that one stick. And then what I did was took that and lined the inside of my Le Creuset baking dish. And I'm ready to pour my mixture in. I think I got it to the right texture and the right taste. I had my husband come and taste it because, of course, sweet potatoes are not my favorite. So me tasting it is not really a good idea. So let's get this into this pan. My hands are a little weak from all those years of typing, and so I have to do all kind of stuff to maneuver and get things in pans and dishes and things like that, but I get it done, or I usually call my husband and tell him to come dump it in the bowl or whatever I'm working with. But I wanted to show you something that is a very interesting item to have in your kitchen. Really quick, let me just get this spreaded out. Get that in the pan real nice and pretty. And I will clean up the sides of the pan because I'm such a type A, I don't even want to see things on the side when it gets ready to go inside to bake. And of course the oven is already preheated at 350 degrees. And then you just let it cook, but it's gonna have the texture of a very, very thick sweet potato pie, but not the texture of bread. In fact, I don't know why they call it sweet potato bread. I'm not from Carolina, and but I am from a Southwest state. But I don't know why they call it sweet potato bread, because it's not the texture of bread, and a little bit thicker than a pie. But I want to get all of this out of this mixing bowl so we have a nice good serving. And then I want to take a slice to my aunt tomorrow in North Carolina to let her taste it so she can tell me if I did well or not, because this is something that her mother used to make, which is my father-in-law's mother. This is his sister that would be familiar with how this is supposed to taste. So I want her to taste it and let me know, because I really keep though on my husband greedy. Greedy number 2, because greedy number 1 is me, and greedy number 2 is him, and greedy number 3 is my daughter. We love really good food. So get that in. So the item that I wanted to show you, I'm gonna get that really smooth before I put it in the oven, is this little baby here. So this is a, I forgot what they call it, but it's from Le Creuset. What it is when things come out of your oven very warm, hot, you sit that hot item on this, and this black part of it is magnetic. It kind of sticks to the bottom. And so I use it for anything that is stainless steel like this. This didn't go in the oven, but I use it to sit these on that. You can see how it's magnetic, because having these types of countertops, I wanted white countertops, and having this, even mixing things in this stainless steel bowl will show up on the countertop. But this is, I have several of these from Le Creuset. I'll try to link it in the description box if I can find it, but it is great to have. You bring biscuits out of the oven in the hot pan. Most people sit it on the stove, but if you got things cooking on the stove, these are perfect for that. So I'm going to smooth this out a little bit better, pop it in the oven, and then we'll see how our sweet potato bread came out. Just a little bit of girls chat while I wait for that to bake for 35 minutes. And so, real quick, girl chat. Dish tiles. I love for my dish towels to match my decor in my kitchen. So my kitchen, as you can see, is navy and white and gold. Of course, you know why. If you've been watching me, rocking with me for a little bit, you know navy blue is my favorite color. So I opted to do my island and my bottom cabinets in a true navy blue with gold hardware, and of course the top in white, just in case I could possibly ever get exhausted with having navy in my kitchen. And then I did all of the GE Cafe appliances, the real pretty crystallized white with the soft kind of bronzy gold handles. But I like for my dish towels to match my decor. So I go with white, but white dish towels in a kitchen becomes a lot. I have to wash them quite a bit over and over again. So here's white, here is more white, here's continued white. And so I have so many because they get so dirty in the kitchen from just mustard and ketchup and things that you waste, soy sauce and things that you waste on the counter. So if you know of any blue dish towels, please let me know, because I would love to have them. And then the towels that I use with bake things like that are these here. But again, they are striped with a little blue, brown, and green. And so, but again, no full navy blue towels for the kitchen. So I thought I would just have a little girl chat and talk about that if I could find navy. And then of course I love pineapple accents in the kitchen. This is what when I make the grocery list, grocery note, because it's never really a list because we are quasi-vegetarian. Every now and then we eat some fish, but quasi-vegetarian. So this is where the note goes for the grocery store. But of course, pineapple is perfect for the kitchen. It is a fruit, but it's also a sign of the hospitality industry. So I love to have pineapple accents. In fact, huge pineapple. And this is really just for decor. What I have sitting in it is those dish towels that I rarely use. And so, but just a little girl chat until my things come out of the oven. But I wanted to find out, do you have the right color dish towels in your kitchen? Because I cannot find a true navy blue dish towel, which would be perfect because if I was wasting ketchup, mustard, all those different things that have the ability to stain a dish towel, that navy would be perfect. Okay, hopefully we don't have too long before our sweet potato bread comes out of the oven. Wish me luck. Our much anticipated sweet potato bread is ready to come out of the oven. So I'm grabbing my other Cuisinart oven mitten and I'm going to take it out. So let's hope for the best. Oh, that looks pretty. Looks pretty. Okay, again, my heating pad. I'll sit it right on the countertop. It smells delicious, but I have to, wow, it looks nice and firm. So let's close up the oven, get the oven turned off. Now what we're gonna do is let it cool for probably about, till it's room temperature, because if you cut it and it's hot and it's not firm, then it's gonna run and then you wouldn't be able to put it back in the oven. So I am going to let it cool and then I will cut it and then we will let greedy number one, well, I'm greedy number one, he's greedy number two, taste it on camera just to see if we did a good job. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, we are at the end of this very long cooking session, which has been to do this sweet potato bread. Okay, so I put it back in the oven because somebody mentioned that it should be a little darker around the edges. And then I stuck my knife down in the middle and it had sweet potato come out on the knife, so I knew it needed to cook a little bit longer. So it is nice and I'm continuing with this sweet potato bread. Okay, as you can see, makeup, different shirt, sweater on, it is a different day. I had to wait a day just because I used a probably 2.5 inch baking dish, and because of that, it took the sweet potato bread a little time to cook in the middle, but also to get its firmness like it needed to. So I am back today with my taste test. Now, of course, greedy number two has already tasted it. So I am tasting it today to see if I truly like sweet potato bread. Of course, he said it tastes amazing, but let's see what I think about it. Okay, here we go. So let's see if it is still one of my things that is gonna be my favorite. Because remember, I am the person that really do not care for sweet potatoes. And I only really have had the bread. I don't eat the sweet potato pie, sweet potato souffle, and all those things like I've told you before. But sweet potato bread looks pretty, looks nice and golden. Sweet potato bread that my father-in-law used to make, I think that I like it. So here we go. Now my first impression is gonna be everything. It's always the second bite that you can tell from. cinnamon, the vanilla. Okay, Okay, y'all can follow my recipe on this one. Okay, so it is not going to be my favorite dessert or bread, but for somebody that loves sweet potatoes, my mother would love this. Oh, in fact, she'd give me a pat on the back. This is probably, it's probably a lot like having pie, a thickness, but without the crust. But yeah, I think I did very well. So again, I'm gonna put the recipe in the description box, but you can follow it. It is delicious. And remember, if you're thinking that you need some sweet potatoes, just come to the farm because we have plenty, rows and rows and rows. But we can even get you some sweet potatoes. And as long as you have those ingredients, it's gonna be pretty good. So oh girl. Pat myself on the back. But anyway, it was my joy to make this sweet potato bread with you and follow this recipe because I can say it is delicious. Until the next time, my Lux shoppers and my sweet potato lovers, keep shopping and keep eating your sweet potatoes.